Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov. At UFC 318, the fireworks continue in the middleweight division as Brazilian powerhouse Paulo Costa takes on surging Russian striker Roman Kopylov. With both men born just weeks apart and known for their knockout power, this is a battle of forward pressure versus precision. On a Universal Day 8, the energy is all about dominance, strength, and imposing your will, which makes this matchup a collision course for violence. Paulo Costa, record 14-4. Born on April 21st and fighting out of Brazil, Paulo Costa stands 6 feet 1 inch with a 72-inch reach, a physically imposing middleweight known for brute strength, relentless forward pressure, and body-destroying strikes. Strengths: explosive power and aggressive style, devastating body shots and flurries, excellent chin and forward pressure. Weaknesses: cardio can fade if pushed into deep rounds. Defense lacks polish in wild exchanges. Mental composure wavers when outclassed. Numerology edge. On Universal Day 8, Paulo's driver 3 brings expressive, emotional, and explosive energy, fitting for a fighter who wears everything on his sleeve and fights with raw aggression. His life path 9, however, is more spiritual and reflective, not a perfect match for the dominance and power-driven Day 8, but one that thrives under karmic closure and passion-driven performances. Path to victory. Costa needs to push Kopylov early, close distance, and unload heavy strikes to the body and head. If he keeps the pressure on and makes it ugly, his raw power can overwhelm the more calculated Kopylov. Roman Kopylov, record 14-3. Born on May 4th and fighting out of Russia, Roman Kopylov stands 6 feet 0 inches with a 75-inch reach, a calculated, sharp boxer with knockout power, clean footwork, and sneaky kicks. A technician with a growing reputation for putting opponents away methodically. Strengths: slick boxing and excellent timing. Strong kicks to the body and head. Calm, composed style under fire. Weaknesses: can be too patient early. Struggles against pressure fighters. Still untested against top-tier opponents. Numerology edge. Roman's driver 4 brings structure, discipline, and control, aligning well with Universal Day 8, which rewards order and power with precision. However, his life path 2 is centered on harmony, adaptability, and emotional intuition, not a strong energetic match for Day 8's aggressive demand for dominance. Path to victory. Kopylov should use lateral movement, sharp counters, and his jab to frustrate Costa early. If he can survive the storm and drag the fight past round 2, his composure and technique can take over. Final prediction: numerology meets technique. Paulo Costa's driver 3 energy doesn't fully resonate with Day 8's dominant structure, but his life path 9 thrives in emotionally charged, legacy-shaping battles, and this fight feels like that kind of moment. Kopylov, while technically more composed, brings life path 2, which lacks the assertiveness needed to own an 8-day fight where initiative matters most. Technically, Kopylov has the tools to frustrate Costa, but the first half of the fight will determine everything. On a karmic day where brute force and raw intent can override precision, Costa's energy and style find the right rhythm. I'm expecting Paulo Costa to win by TKO. The Brazilian breaks through Kopylov's measured style with power, chaos, and emotional fire, making a violent statement under the perfect storm of Day 8 energy.